his people.
Indeed. Excuse me. Sorry, kind of slow there, but it's all right. We're here for Angel in the afternoon. It's Friday, March 27, 2026. I almost forgot what day it is, but I know it's Friday. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. Yeah, we are further escalating with the Iranians. Who knows? I'm hoping to make it to next week, but I expect so. So I got people in the chat kind of worried about maybe making it to next week, but we'll be fine.
Anyway, I have a dinner. I'm gonna meet the girls in my new job. Come on.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll be fine.
We'll win like 5 times before next week.
Yeah. We won. We're gonna win.
We're gonna
win the war.
Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished.
They're blowing up
Yeah,
our
but-
ship.
so
We
much.
win.
I'm
Make me get
surprised.
tired of winning.
I'm surprised that Trump hasn't put out a mission accomplished thing yet. So,
Oh, he has on Fox News. You just missed it.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice
I'm willing to do.
I'm willing to make.
We have that on the profile
Yeah, we
soundboard.
won.
That sound.
I know. I forgot to actually put that on my soundboard.
When are you going to show your face again?
Bitch, I ain't got time to call myself up. Oh my God. I came home from work. I literally jumped in the shower. I've been running around here like a chicken with that damn head cut off. Maybe next week.
So we got Witchy, we got Defense and Bloom, Bill, Alex, and myself. So we got a full crew and panel this week, or we want to call it. So let's start off with
everybody.
he is the president of the United States. So he claims that we've won this war already. So
And why is it still going?
I think we're gonna.
I don't know, but he claims we won the war. So let's just take his word for it.
I think we're going to end it. I can't tell you for sure. You know, I don't like to say this. We've won this. This war has been won.
Well,
I
of
think
course.
we're going to end it.
Why isn't it over then? You can't say you won and then you say it's still going.
Yeah, we won this war though.
I don't
I
like
don't
to say
like-
it.
But
I don't like to say it, but I'm gonna keep saying it. But I don't like to say it.
I mean, you just like he literally has proclaimed that we've won, but we haven't. Oil and gas. Well, I should say gas prices have skyrocketed in the past several months.
I think what he's saying is the real victory is the friends we met along the way.
We won this war though. So the next thing for Donald Trump to do is put a mission accomplished banner, and we're good.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Like that's the next thing now. So we're all facing increased energy prices and gas prices around the country. In my home state, I live here. It's really bad. We've seen energy prices go up by nearly 20%, and I've noticed this in my electric bill. And our gas prices, forget about it. We're almost at nearly $4 a gallon up here. So
Are we in Pennsylvania?
we're almost at like $40 a gallon. So this is local New Jersey 12 News. This is fun.
A new report shows monthly utility bills jumped nearly 17%. That means families are spending an average of $1,800 on energy compared to $1,500 the year before. In January, Governor Sherrill declared a state of emergency on utility costs on her first day in office and signed an executive order to freeze energy rates.
Which didn't do dick, by the way. This is
As Bubba Ray Dudley would say, can we please get out of stinky New Jersey?
Yeah, they didn't. Those executive orders the new governor did nothing. I mean, she's too busy passing laws.
They don't care. The rich want to freeze you. They want you to freeze to death. They want you to, overeat. And it's worse when you have those, the kind of heating and air conditioning that you literally can put on an app. You do know they turn that shit off, right?
Yeah, she's too busy passing laws, protecting, doing virtue signaling bills, protecting immigrants from ICE, which she can't do anything about because ICE is federal.
Work with Israel.
Well, that too, but she's just too busy, That's what she's too busy doing. We all know this, but figure let's the CIA, how the CIA influences your favorite influencer, which none of us know. None of us have a favorite influencer, but still, very important to know how they actually influence if you have a favorite influencer. So this is how they
I'm
do
my
it.
favorite influencer.
So what I'm saying,
Yeah,
I'm your favorite.
yeah. Biscuit and Boom is my favorite influencer.
Oh, god damn it.
See, this is how they
so you are
influence.
too.
This is how they influence your favorite influencer. If you guys have one, I don't, but if you guys have one.
so when I'm saying like
Excellent,
somebody's
Angel.
an operative or whatever word you want to use, they're not like walking around on their off time, just pulling out their secret CIA ID card and badging into the main building. That's not what happens. Even if you go back to Project Mockingbird, they're just getting some talking points in a letter every once in a while. They're just saying, oh, you know what? Don't have this guy on your show, or don't allow this to be spoken about on your show, or if they talk about this, you're going to cut it out. There's simple things like that.
That's not going to happen with me because I don't care about making my living online. I have a job. I want to have a job outside the internet, and I do this for fun. I want to bitch and moan for fun on the internet, so I don't care what the CIA had to say to me.
Very basic instructions. And the way that somebody like a Gen Z person might get recruited is, let's just use you as an example. Somebody comes up and says, hey, man, I love your podcast, yada, yada. They're in a restaurant, a bar, whatever. And they say, I have a serious question for you, though. Are you a patriot? Would you consider yourself a patriot? Now I've got you locked into identity, right? And then I say, well, I have an offer for you. But before I show you anything, I just want you to say, yes or no, would you be willing to entertain the offer and look at what I have? And it might be uncomfortable.
No.
Would you be willing to look at it?
This is the CIA full of pedophiles.
Stage one is
they're gonna
show you all of your
blackmail your favorite influencer, basically.
Your browsing history, captures from your webcams on all of your phones and computers of you doing the most compromising shit you could ever possibly imagine. Every bad thing you've ever done, recorded in some way. And I'd say, I like your podcast. I think
you're cheating on your wife or your boyfriend. They got it.
You're doing a great job, and I want to protect you. And I want to keep all this from the public eye. But we also want to give you $20,000 a month. So now you feel like you chose all of this. So you walk away not feeling like I shoved this in your face. I told you it was going to be stressful, and you agreed to it. And you agreed that you're a patriot and all the other agreements. And now if you say yes, the reason that you're doing this on your podcast is for your country, because you're not going to call yourself compromised. We have this thing called cognitive dissonance that keeps our brain from thinking I'm a bad person. So now, even though you're being asked to silence people, not have certain people on the show, leave something out of your podcast, you're telling yourself, and whoever's your handler is telling you this is for the greater good, and you kept Americans safe by doing that. And you'll tell yourself that, and you'll feel good about it. So when a person is like in this situation, they will feel good about what they're doing. Even if it feels a little off in the back of their mind, they'll still feel like at the end of the day, I'm doing the right thing.
There you go. That's how they get you.
So,
I wonder if I can get paid to say their bullshit, but just really sarcastically.
I can actually tell you where this came from. So in 1928, Edward Bernays wrote a book called Propaganda. He was the guy that was literally hired by the CIA and the Army to create war propaganda during World War I. And he wrote it in his book, and I don't know if you're okay with me sharing the screen for 2 seconds, but I actually pulled it up because I read his book and I have this little section highlighted, if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
We are cool with that. Take us back a history lesson.
I'll let you share
You're talking about this on Pro Pilled. I remember this.
Just wanted to let you know, Angel, Yankees shut out the Giants again.
So I'm trying to share it, and I think someone has to put it up on the screen because I'm not technically part of it.
Oh, I thought I did. I didn't. Try it again. Because I didn't get a notification.
They're trying to stop us.
Anything?
Hold on. No.
It's so weird.
I pressed the button and then it didn't let me do anything.
It's okay. Well, I can just read the quote if it's easier.
Okay, you can.
So this quote says, if you can influence, and this is on page 37 of the book, if you can influence the leaders, either with or without their conscious cooperation, you can automatically influence the group which they sway. But men do not actually need to gather together in public meeting or in a street riot to be the subject of influences of mass psychology. Because man is by nature gregarious, he feels himself to be a member of the herd. Even when he is alone in the room with his curtains drawn, his mind retains the patterns which have been stamped on it by group influences. So they literally are talking about using your favorite influencer or your favorite public figure to influence your opinion. That's actually what we saw. Like, have you ever seen the commercials where like 1 in 10 dentists recommend this toothpaste or something? That's the same thing. They create this figure that you trust, and they spread their information through it.
Edward Bernays, created the eggs and bacon breakfast. Like, I see all American breakfast. Oh yeah, by the way, he also created the whole propaganda behind diamonds. It's like, oh, you love your wife, you love your fiance? Here, give her a diamond. You'll love her forever.
Yeah, but I don't even like diamonds. I like emeralds. Anyway, I just want to say real quick that
don't get me started. There's so many cooler gemstones than diamonds. Diamonds are overrated.
Oh, it's totally overrated, and it's my birthstone. It's boring. Yeah.
It's also an emerald. I'm a Gemini. I was born in May.
I know. I wish I was born in May, but my favorite color is green.
My logo was covering my face, but go ahead though.
I was born in April, so I'm not too far behind you there. Just
yeah, you were born on 420.
420. That is my birthday. I will be 40 this year. Shut up.
I was born on Hitler's death day.
I'll be 29 this year too.
I'm old.
Oh,
before we.
Wow, you're a baby.
I'm the oldest one here. What are you talking about? I'm the oldest one here.
I thought I was the baby.
How old are you, Bill?
I'm 18.
Yeah, you win.
I was born on Witch's Sabbath.
All right, so this is.
Wait, time out. Hang on. I wanted to say one more thing. So first of all, the CIA is full of pedophiles. I am not a pedophile, so I say bring it on, bitches. If you want me to say your bullshit, you gotta come back with somewhat, oh, well, I'll make sure that, the public sees your, websites and all the history that you've been through. What? Fucking like tarot. So what? Everybody knows I'm a witch, and everybody knows I like tarot. Oh boy. Such a big reveal there. Go fuck yourself, you fucking pedophile.
They'd probably share my only
they're
fans,
afraid.
but
They got, especially with men, they got them with oh, you cheated on your girl. You don't want anybody to know, right? Well, here you go then. Just tell us what you to do. What we want you to do. We'll give you $20,000
I love that
a
this
month
is
on top
himbo
of that.
share.
I
will expose my own fetishes before they can expose it for me. If they come out and they'll go, "Oh,
Exactly.
we'll expose you," I'm like, "Oh, I'll do it myself. I don't care."
Yeah.
Well, you had your soulmate plan. Shame on you. Fuck yourself.
This is shared by Snow Himbo, but officially this is from the Figure X account. I guess it's some kind of robot. So this robot was invited to the White House, and he's very excited about this.
I was saying he walks like Joe Biden.
It looks like he got a stick up his ass.
It's actually it's a female voice.
Okay, she.
Robo
it looks like she got a stick up her ass. There you go.
So this machine is allegedly supposed to be a teacher of some kind.
The robot from Atomic Heart.
Figure is an AI robotics company building the world's first commercially viable autonomous humanoid robot. By the way, you've seen iRobot with Will Smith. You know we're fucked. But
no, sorry.
I've seen Short Circuit.
I have seen Short Circuit.
No, disassemble.
Disassemble.
It looks like the robot from iRobot. I mean,
no,
it looks like the robot already got palooped up the butt.
Who said that?
Y'all all keep talking about butt stuff, and it's getting real suspect.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it, little sis.
This is the White House. They're proud of it.
Clean butts.
Not embarrassed at all.
What the fuck is this?
The machine can't. It's like he got to stick up his ass.
They're playing music so fucking Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory.
Going the wrong way.
That's Brandon. They put his brain in a robot.
So where is he going?
Yeah, it's Brandon. He's walking into the jungle.
Where the fuck is he going? He's just.
He fell off the stage. No, I don't know.
He's gone.
It's funny. They're literally playing Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory music.
Oh, now I see what he was doing. He was trying to move up towards the audience.
I wouldn't want that machine anywhere near me.
He's looking. It's looking for some hair to sniff.
I don't know what he's doing with this. I don't understand.
I'm figure 3, a humanoid built from the United States of America.
Huh?
Where's its boobs if it's a girl?
Okay, that's
It's a female voice.
not.
Yeah.
All these ones where it's fits on.
Oh, don't cancel me. It's okay if girls don't have boobs. That's okay. Don't cancel me. But I'm saying, where's its vagina?
Wow.
First thing men think of when they hear of female.
We went right to the
Vagina.
pussy. Went right to the vagina.
This is why I'm not too crazy when China has, like, you know, the robots or the self-driving cars or whatever like that. I'd still rather have humans drive it, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Apparently,
this
so
machine,
they can kill poor people. You know that.
this machine is supposed to be our teacher or some kind of teaching robot, so to teach our kids, allegedly. But
Oh, great.
Where are you
Thanks.
going?
No ass. No ass at all.
Come back here.
They're
just gonna
gonna
fuck off. It's like the prototype Elon Musk put out a couple of years ago with the Tesla robot.
Again, this is all.
The guy in the spandex suit. The guy in the spandex
It
suit
reminds
just
me
jumping around.
of it reminds me of I Robot, Will Smith movie. So that's what it reminds me of. Look just like it. The difference is it's like it's white instead of gray, but it's pretty much the same thing. If you guys haven't,
They're all
give
pink
us
on the
that
inside.
like and subscribe. I
Actually,
don't
they're
have
not.
any wings this week. I do have alcohol, which I kind of drank before the show, but nonetheless, you know.
Oh, we
let's
have a
see.
Buzz Angel in the house. Buzz Angel.
I'll be eating.
Anyways,
some
let's get to
2 days sober. 2 days sober.
Before we get to our
really
stories, series stories.
Oh yeah, bring up the progressive victory event or whatever that was.
Oh, jeez.
That was next, in fact. So,
Greg exposed some of this stuff.
so this is cringe.
These are fighters.
This is
What is this
cringe.
fucking-
But let me read this anyways. Progressive Victory Twitter account announces Choose Your Fighter Rally. This Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, join Crystal Ball, Emma Vigeland, Oliver Larkin, Hartswell Gray, and Progressive Victory. We host a massive anti-war live stream and fundraisers for your candidates across the left.
There are a bunch of war people there.
Everyone's here.
I think I'd rather shoot myself. Thanks. What is that?
So-
what is the other fight?
Don't say that.
Being,
Guy will make you commit
What?
suicide with bullets in the back of the head.
yeah.
Snow him
You have to
says
talk
choose
to her.
your CIA asset. Yep. We got Cenk Uyghur's nephew. We got who should not be named. Abdul Shahid and Rokan. We also got Ryan Grimm, Nina Turner, the Nazi tattoo guy, Graham Patner,
And then one of the worst people on earth,
and Benjamin Dixon.
And
We got
Francesca.
We got Francesca Fiorentini, Joy Reid, Chris something, and this chick. I don't know who she is.
Joy Reid.
We also got Soy Pill.
Might as well pick a pedophile. Here, pick a pedophile.
Beatmaster Matt, which is I question.
Street Fighter. Couldn't think of-
We got
Street Fighter.
Cheat master, like
We
a
got
masturbation
India-
competition, or
Choose your
yeah.
opponent or choose your fighter and
Yeah.
Street
It's
Fighter.
It's like Pokemon Street Fighter type of cringe. India
That's Mortal
Walton,
Kombat.
and this guy, Shakabardi. Let's see. We got Mike
Oh, yeah, you got
Frank,
Dylan Burns there too.
Dylan
Oh, yeah, that
Burns.
guy.
And the guy who called what's his name, a babe?
Go to Ukraine to fight for Ukraine, I believe.
And
Yeah, he's like a
Salam
hardcore
Bati.
Ukrainian.
Then I think we can see him there. Or in
We
Express.
More
And then
cringe. We got
APAC, which is a fraud.
Track APAC.
Mhm.
That's the kind of a sheepdog.
Doriza for Congress, Jerome Whalen, and Karishma for Senate, whatever her name is. We got this person, Melat Carros for Congress. We got
Who are these
Senadora
people?
Julie
Yeah, who are-
Gonzalez.
Seriously, I don't
We
know who
got
these people are.
Josie Rose.
She's Puerto Rican. She
Josie
should know better.
Caballero. We got
There he
Kyle
is.
Kalinske.
Oh,
Hey,
God.
Bush.
Look at this photo.
Gay Ken, the Gay Ken doll.
And he looks gayer than he ever has before in the story. But I digress.
He looks
we
like
got-
a white penis.
Corey Bush
Yeah.
bringing her jam box.
We got Corey Bush. We got Alex Rojas.
The penis is
Justice
wearing a little
Democrat.
wig.
We got Ben. Who is this guy? Ben Gilbert. He's the deputy executive
And I
director
fuck
of
my own
Progressive
dick.
Victory.
Suck my own dick.
We got Al Sheik, who's part of DSA. Megan Romer, also
Oh,
part
I
of
thought you
DSA.
did it Auschwitz.
Hey, it's
No.
and I suck my own dick.
Everyone else is here, including Crystal Ball, Emma Vigeland, Oliver Larkin.
It's just the balls.
Hartswell for Kansas City, I guess.
Emma
we also
Vigeland,
got
the person who doesn't really give a fuck about poor people.
Casey Kennedy of Track APAC, and this chick. So yeah, I want to show you guys their platform.
Rivera would say this is going to be a disaster.
Oh yeah.
I want to show you guys their platform.
This is gonna be a
because
shit show.
This is what they expect from their candidates. I'm not sure. I can't make this any bigger. I don't think. No.
Look,
But I'll read it. Yeah. I'm gonna get to that.
I know.
So 1, election integrity, ranked choice, congressional stock trading overturned, Citizens United. Okay, I don't care about that too much. Healthcare, Medicare for all. Okay, and codified Roe versus Wade. Okay, none of that's gonna happen. But whatever. Number 3, stock market. Publicly traded companies must have a $25 minimum wage and must be unionized. That's not gonna happen either. Foreign policy. This is the big one.
Yeah, this one's
Defend
funny.
Palestine and Ukraine, and stop war profiteering.
Stop war
Ironically,
profiteering.
But Ukraine is war profiteering. Yeah, that's war profiteering. But yeah, they want to stop war profiteering. Let's see, education, college
why is
for
Russia
all.
so evil? I don't understand.
Because
they're
Donald Trump is
commies,
pro-Russian.
Alex.
Yeah.
They don't give a crap about my kid. They only give a crap about their kids. Their spawn. They're literally getting the best education while my son gets crap.
Number 6, we have climate, Green New Deal, and expand nuclear power. Green New Deal is never going to pass, so let's not even think about that.
I don't trust us to do nuclear power. I think we'll fuck it up.
No, we build nuclear weapons. We don't build nuclear power plants. But
Believe it or not, there are actually quite a few nuclear power plants still active in the United States. A lot of people don't know that.
I know. Yeah.
I think it's 3 Mile Island. Isn't that still active?
They just reactivated it not that long ago.
Well,
oh yeah.
I mean, if we want to do clean energy, the cleanest energy is nuclear power. So
yeah.
But at the same time, the left is anti-nuclear power, which is a contradiction. But
I'm only against it because I know we'll screw it up. We'll put corporations in charge and they'll fuck it up. It's like if we could have our shit together.
I'll die anyway. Of radioactivation.
Can I do like a very short story time? So my grandma lives in Bexley, Ohio, which there was a plant there that processed radioactive material for nuclear power. It wasn't necessarily a nuclear power plant, but they still dealt with the chemicals and the radioactive materials. They didn't properly do it, and they found out 20 years later by a study and like paint sampling that they had been exposing people to radioactive materials for decades. People are likely going to have long-term health effects from that, and that's not even a nuclear power plant. So in America, that's not really feasible. Like we're a capitalist society. It's never gonna be safe with the capitalists in charge.
Like I said, they just don't care.
You don't even get Spider-Man powers. You just get cancer.
You get cancer.
Excuse me.
You just get cancer and you die. Yeah.
Then number 7, it's the Fourth Amendment.
No, be nice to my little sister.
The Fourth Amendment says abolish ICE, not going to happen, and qualified immunity, it's not going to happen either. An established pathway to citizenship, not going to happen either. All right, let's see. Number 8, transit, nationalization of railroad tracks. High-speed connecting rail in all state capitals. Okay.
Yeah,
now,
that's not
this
gonna
is
happen.
the real one. This is the real one. Copyright. Restricting demonetization of fair use for React content. Force platforms to default opt-out users of AI training. This is the real reason why all these influencers are doing this, because they need this. They need politicians to restrict demonetization of their channels for React content, because hey, one way or another, we all do this. We all take somebody else's content and react to it, either be videos or So that's why the Crystal Balls and the Kyle Kalinskis and the Hassan Pikers and all these people are in favor of this because of they want to restrict demonetization of their React content. And
where's the Amish Mike Figueredo?
The Amish
don't
kid.
know.
Who's the Amish kid?
I forgot he existed.
They
I
do.
forgot he existed. Number
Dude,
10.
I mean, if the
finance.
Amish got caught being gay, trust me, they'd be shunned.
Number 10, finance. Cap all interest paid at 100% of principal. That's not going to happen either. So this is their pledge. All their politicians they support should follow this one way or another, which they not. But, but progressive
They're going to
voice will
support
continue to support
Gavin
them.
Newsom for president.
Yep.
So I do
What
want
they
to
want.
say, like, I don't necessarily trust this organization or any politician to do this, but I also don't want to be pessimistic and say that change can't happen, because it can, but that change starts with us, and it starts with holding politicians accountable. Don't expect one party or the other to save you. The power lies within yourself.
Yeah, but the problem is that event is
Yes, but
it's
I'm
not
speaking in
at all.
general
Smoke and mirrors,
about
yeah.
the pessimistic
Yeah, in general.
outlook on things. Like, they won't do it,
But
but
here,
we can do it.
I'm very cynical,
we-
but you're right. You're right, though. I'm
You
very
guys can't
cynical
kill a
about
fall,
this.
right?
But you're not wrong. So let's get to our more serious stories this week. Oh, by the way, that company, Progressive Voice, which is owned, who owns that company? I talked about it here and I forgot about it. Hold on.
There's some
I
old
wanted
posts
to bring
that
this
came
up.
up. Greg was posting some of their old posts. They're like a
Is that who you're talking about, Angel?
No, the I have it here. I actually tweeted it out yesterday. This happens every election cycle. You have so-called progressive commentators trying to shepherd people back in the Democrat Party. This company, Mobilize, which is the name, was founded by a former Hillary Clinton 2016 campaign staffer. It was sold to a private hedge fund for $2 billion recently. So that's what, they were
I
sold
wonder what kind of
recently.
blackmail these people have on them. Seriously, what do they have
Mobilize.
on them?
It says here,
mean,
powered by Mobilize. Which,
what could they
when
have
you
when
actually
one of
click
the
on
guys
link.
is a lolicon horsecock dude? Like what dirt could they
Oh
possibly?
yeah, Jank user. Yeah, Jank user. Whatever. Jank. Yeah, he wants to screw horses, so he likes bestiality. I guess the rest of them are pedophiles. Yeah.
This company, Progressive Voice, is powered by Mobilize. Mobilize is a company that recently was sold to a hedge fund for $2 billion. So all of these so-called progressives are getting in bed with the hedge fund. So they don't. I wonder if they know that.
Progressives out there, even if Graham Plattner or whatever his name is, even if he wins, he ain't going to save you. He's going to turn out just like the rest of them. We told you about Mitt Romney and all the other politicians that you supported.
Yep. So let's start off with
I prefer reformist liberals who don't get Nazi tattoos.
Yeah, they all got Nazi. I mean, if it was a Republican got a Nazi tattoo, there's no way any of these people would be so understanding of that.
Right?
But
he didn't
I digress. Know. He didn't know, or it was regrettable. It was a regrettable decision, as Crystal Ball called it. But let's start off with Nicolas Maduro, an update, because he had a court date. He had a court date recently. Excuse me. He had a court date recently. U.S. prosecutors argue Maduro plundered Venezuelan wealth in court battle over legal fees.
On what evidence?
So for shit.
The claim is that Maduro stole money from the Venezuelan people and the government, and he shouldn't be allowed to pay his legal fees using Venezuelan government money, even though Venezuelan government was giving money for legal fees. Let's see, and it's so bad, the argument that a federal judge is even like, he should be allowed to pay for legal fees. Like, what are we doing here?
Doesn't our president do the same thing? He uses government money for his legal fees in like the various lawsuits and stuff.
Well, yeah, he has done that.
Well, remember, it's okay that we do it, but not when they do it.
This is from. I tried to find an independent article about this. Unfortunately, the BBC is one of the few who covered this. So, the British Broadcasting Corporation.
Yeah, say that. You got to say the whole thing, or else.
Yeah. You do actually, thinking about it. Well, anyways, a judge appeared sympathetic on Thursday to legal arguments that ex-Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro, actually he's still technically president, but and his wife Celia Flores should be allowed to use Venezuelan government money to fund their defense. Maduro and Flores' attorneys asked for a judge to dismiss the narco-terrorism case against the pair because the U.S. has denied them use of funds due to their sanctions in place against a Latin American country. Prosecutors argue Maduro plundered Venezuela's wealth and should not be able to use his money for legal fees. The 92-year-old judge, Alvin Hellerstein, however, noted that the right to defense is paramount. He said he would not be dismissing the case over the dispute, though.
Maduro, he deserves, his.
This federal judge is still on the bench at 92. He's 92, nearly 100 years old, still on the bench. The judge said he would issue. The judge said he would issue a ruling at a later time, including the next court date. U.S. forces seized Maduro and Flores from their compound in Caracas in a erratic nighttime raid on January 3rd and brought them to New York to face allegations of weapon and drug offenses, which they deny. On Thursday, wearing a green khaki prison jumpsuit, Maduro and his wife sat quietly with several lawyers in between them as they listened to a translation of the arguments through headphones. The mood stood stark contrast to their first court appearance when Maduro gave a speech lasting several minutes claiming he had been kidnapped and was innocent, which he is. The hearing ended with a man yelling at Maduro from the back of the courtroom. Because Maduro's and Venezuelan government are subject to U.S. sanctions, they needed to obtain a license to allow the government to pay the legal fees. The U.S. Office of Foreign Assets Control initially granted that license, but then revoked it. Very convenient there. Prosecutors argued that Maduro should not be able to access Venezuelan government funds because national security concerns, and claimed they have access to personal funds available to pay for attorneys, which is Maduro's deny. Okay, then who are you? How do you know they have money to pay for attorneys when they say they don't? Under U.S. law, Maduro and like any other defendant would be entitled to a court-appointed lawyer if he's unable to afford one. Judge Hellerstein appeared to side with Maduro's lawyer Barry Pollock argument that the unusual case against the former leader taking place in another country would be overwhelming for a public defender to take on and would hamper the counsel they provide. Meanwhile, prosecutors claim OFAC was not allowing Maduro to access Venezuelan government funds because of long-standing sanctions the U.S. had in place during the regime and because of couple had plundered the wealth of Venezuelans for their own gain. No evidence for that, but hey, let's just smear them. Judge Hellerstein's questioned that logic, saying that because of Maduro's capture, the foreign policy situation had changed. It has changed because the Trump administration is working very closely with the Venezuelan government now, but let's just ignore that because we hate Maduro and, all that other stuff. We are doing business with Venezuela, he said. Since Maduro's arrest, former Vice President Delcy Rodriguez has taken power, and the country said it has resumed diplomatic ties with the U.S.
The Venezuelan people. She sold out.
He also noted that the Venezuelan government is willing to pay. The judge appeared at a loss to how to resolve the issue, since Maduro's legal team was seeking to dismiss the whole case over it. What's the relief, the judge asked both sides several times. The U.S. has accused Maduro of narco-terrorism conspiracy, cocaine importation conspiracy, possession of machine guns and destructive devices, and conspiracy to possess machine guns and destructive devices. He said it like 3 different ways, but it's the same thing essentially. Maduro and his wife has yet to make an application for bail and have been held in Brooklyn Federal Metropolitan Detention Center. No trial date has been set. During the cabinet meeting on Thursday in Washington, President Trump said the U.S. was weighing bringing additional cases against Maduro. And he also said, quote, Maduro will be given a quote-unquote fair trial. My ass. Residents of Caracas, Venezuela capital, told the BBC they will be watching developments in court closely. Ana Patricia, a 72-year-old retired lawyer, said that despite the government censorship, everyone is trying to follow the process. They can control what the Venezuelan media publish or what is published in the international press. Regarding Maduro's fate, she said that she felt a degree of sympathy. He's a man that had everything but lost it, though. Greed and an inflated ego. I feel sorry for him because at the end he's a human being, but I hope he receives a life sentence. He has to pay for crimes. Let's see. In Western Caracas, Agustina Parra, 67-year-old retired nurse of the BBC, she has faith that my president Maduro will be released despite his flaws. He's not been a bad president. He knows he's innocent. He will prove it. Parra claims that the U.S. government doesn't know what to accuse him of, which is true. They accuse him of drug trafficking, weapons possession. He said, I cannot accept the actions of President Trump in Venezuela, in which so many people have died. So there you go. That's the update.
I mean, Trump's still running around, and he's a fucking pedophile.
Yep.
Well,
so
and how
there you
many
go.
how many cokeheads are in office? Like we're like, oh, cocaine and stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
like you mean like the stuff that they found in the White House and lied about it. Like,
A
I really don't
dingo
care
ate
about
my
that.
baby says, yet the Epstein class roams free.
Yes, that's what I just said.
There you go. Dingo ate my baby again. British Broadcasting, you know the word.
You should also
there you
bring
go.
up, that the sheriff, someone made fun of the sheriff being an Israeli.
Fred Edwards says Robbie Jager dropped financing for Progressive Victory. Okay. Good. Click that link if you haven't, checked that out.
You should also bring up, the sheriff, that someone make fun of the sheriff for being Israeli, or you know what I'm talking about.
Let's see. All right, so we got. Now let's get to this. We got. So we got the U.S. doing a blockade of Cuba, and they're continuing this blockade. It's not stopping anytime soon. Cuban president says Raul Castro is involved in U.S. talks amid oil blockade. The talks come amid increasing tensions with the U.S. after Trump said he would be honored to take over Cuba. Former Cuban President Raul Castro is involved in talks between the island and the United States. Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel has said, amid soaring tension between the two states. Diaz-Canel on Wednesday said the talks in the early stages of nationwide blackouts continue from an oil blockade implemented by U.S. President Donald Trump. The announcement in a videotape interview with Diaz-Canel shared by state media comes after Trump said last week he would have the quote-unquote honor taking Cuba soon. The Cuban president predicted any process that leads to an agreement would be lengthy. First, we must build a channel for dialogue. Then we must build common agendas of interest for the parties. The parties must demonstrate their intention to move forward and truly commit to the program based on discussion of those agendas, he said. Castro is one of those who, along with me in a collaboration with other branches of the Communist Party, the government, the state, has guided how we should conduct this dialogue process. If this dialogue process takes place, he added. Though Diaz-Canel became president in 2018, the 94-year-old revolutionary leader, brother Fidel Castro, is still considered the most powerful person in the nation. Raul Castro served as president for a decade until 2018, led historic talks to former U.S. President Barack Obama in 2014 that led to reopening of embassies and reestablishment of diplomatic relations. In late January, Trump threatened tariffs on any country who sells or provides oils to Cuba as he pushed for a change in the island political model. Although the initial threats were formally softened, the embargo remains in place. The island has not received any fuel shipments for 3 months. Prolonged power outages, near paralysis of economic and social life are visible consequences on the island, in which last week experienced 2 nationwide blackouts that left millions without electricity as Cuba power grid continues to crumble. Francisco Pinchon, residence coordinator of the United Nations in Cuba, warned of a humanitarian crisis situation continues to spiral. Pinchon and other officials said $94 million were needed to address the energy crisis and hurricane damage from last year. UN Chief Antonio Gutierrez warned last month of a humanitarian collapse. The World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus on Wednesday said that the health situation in Cuba is deeply concerning as the delivery of health services is in peril. So, there we go. We're doing a blockade. We are about to, there'll be horrible consequences in Cuba. There's nationwide blackouts. They have no oil. So they can that country's barely functioning right now. And what's the answer? Oh yeah, let's just keep doing blockades. We gotta take over the government so we can go back to the Bautista regime where U.S. billionaires or millionaires, treated Cuba as their own personal private island.
They're always looking for personal private islands, aren't they?
Yeah. And we wonder what they do with it.
Yeah. Something about private islands and these people.
That's why I hate billionaires and millionaires. They want us all dead, and they want their little. Well, they want us dead, the adults, and so they can have our children.
Mm-hmm. So let's see here. What we got here? We got something from the Vatican here. If you don't, let's get to that. So we have the new Pope.
More child raping.
This is formerly from the Vatican News. Pope Leo the 14th. Planes should bring peace, not war and destruction. Pope Leo the 14th thanks the Italian national airline ITA Airways. ITA Airways for carrying the Pope on the apostolic journeys and laments the use of aircraft as carrier of death in destruction in theaters of war.
Apostolic, as in like apostles
Apostolic
in the Bible.
I butchered that word, but you're right. This 20 days ahead of his apostolic journey to 4 African nations, Pope Leo XIV met with a delegation of executives and staff from ITA Airways, Italy's national airline, in the Lufthansa group. The Pope thanked ITA Airways and his predecessor Alitalia for his service to the popes, beginning with St. John VI. He praised his qualified, experienced professionals for creating a serene atmosphere for the Pope, his entourage, and journalists who fly with him to cover apostolic journeys. I butchered that word again. ITA Airways, he added, helps papal visits abroad become filled with almost a family atmosphere where the respect is joined with devotion. Meeting you gives me the opportunity to express my personal appreciation and gratitude and that of the Holy See for this precious service, he added. Pope Leo said the papal flights offer an eloquent symbol of the mission of the successor of Peter in a contemporary society, as he always travels to countries of a messenger of peace. His routes are what they always should be, namely bridges of dialogue, encounter, and fraternity, he said. However, noted the Pope, aircraft has always been used in theaters of war to bring destruction and fear. Airplanes should always be carriers of peace, never of war, he said. No one should be afraid that threats of death and destruction might come from the sky. Pope Leo recalled the aerial bombardments of the world wars and other conflicts, which still continue today. After the tragic experiences of the 20th century, aerial bombing should have been banned forever, he said. Instead, they still exist in a technological development positive in itself, as it is being placed in the service of war. This is not progress, it's regression. In conclusion, Pope Leo XIV renewed his gratitude to employees of ITA Airways for their help in the mission to spread the peace of the gospel. In our current scenario, he said, it's become even more important to trace roots of peace in the skies. I thank you because in the mission of the Lord entrusted me, I know I can count on you. Well, there you go. Pope Leo XIV claims that planes should not be used for war, but they are, and he thanks ITA Airways for everything they've done for the popes.
Yet he's silent on child raping. Mm-hmm. Yes. You see why the priorities are.
So let's get to this. I shared this earlier in the week. Let's see. The White House has been acting glitchy as of late. Nothing good to have come out, says Golden Monarch. True. Fred says someone in the BZ military was bribed by the U.S. intel and turned off their air defense system, allowing helicopters incursion to kidnap Maduro. Oh, Venezuela. Okay, then the U.S. backed out of the deal and refused to pay. Now, I would not be surprised if that's the case.
Oh, that doesn't sound like something Trump would do.
No, the White House. Am I right? "Quote unquote" White House. Yeah. So if you haven't, guys, give me that like, subscribe, share the content. You know, I shared this earlier in the week. I know this is gonna make Witchy very angry, and it pisses me off too, which is why I shared it.
Oh, this thing.
But, yeah.
What is it? I'm away from the computer right now.
Like, I don't know.
They tortured a baby.
The IDF allegedly torturing.
Oh, right. Yeah, and Angel knew it would upset me because I have a son. Descent and Bloom has children, so we're the only people here that have children. So we know how we would feel if someone was hurting our children, right, Descent?
Yep.
A revolting moral outrage, quote unquote. Israeli soldiers reportedly torture Gaza toddler. Reports of a 1-year-old Kareem Abu Nassar being burned in the cigarette and pierced with a nail followed the publication of the United Nations analysis detailing Israel's systemic torture of Palestinians since October 2023. Israeli soldiers in Gaza,
Stuff to them. They want to torture
allegedly.
kids and burn them with cigarettes. I say we do that to them. We'll burn you with cigarettes. How about that, motherfucker?
Israeli
Quiet.
soldiers in Gaza allegedly tortured 18-month-old Palestinian toddler in an effort to force a confession from his father, local international media's outlets reported Monday. So this is allegedly the boy that was tortured. According to Al Jazeera, Karim Abu Nassar was with his father, Osama Abu Nassar, near the Al-Maghazi refugee camp in central Gaza on Saturday when they came under Israel Defense Forces fire. Eyewitnesses told Palestine TV that IDF troops ordered the man to leave the child on the ground and advance to a nearby checkpoint, where he was stripped naked and searched. Witnesses said IDF soldiers then tortured Kareem in front of his father to pressure him to confess to something. Journalist
He just wanted
Osama
to talk to that
Al-Karut.
kid. See, this was not about getting a confession from anybody. This is these sick bastards literally like torturing children.
Yeah.
Well, they also like getting false confessions. This goes back to like our torture programs during the Bush years. They torture people to get false confessions, and some of the allegations were that we were having people rape children in front of their parents in order to coerce false confessions out of them. So we probably do this too.
Yeah, I'm not saying that doesn't have their hand in it, but I'm saying that they wanted to torture these kids. And yeah, you're right. I'm surprised that they didn't molest this child in front of his father. They do it because they're sick bastards.
Yeah, that too.
Journalist Osama Al-Karut interviewed the child's mother, who said the toddler suffered from a cigarette burn to one leg and a nail puncture in the other. Al-Karut's video shows wounds in the child's legs, injuries reported confirmed by an unspecified medical authority. I'm not going to play that because it is graphic, and I'm sure it'll trigger some people. I've seen the video myself. It looks brutal. Kareem was reported released to relatives via the International Committee of the Red Cross after 10 hours of detention. The ICRC has not issued a statement regarding the matter and rarely does so absent an investigation. The Palestine Chronicle reported that Osama Abu Nassar remains in custody in a system rife with torture, sometimes deadly and other abuse. In the United States, the story is being amplified by prominent figures, including Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib and the Council for American Relations and Islamic Relations, CARE, which issued statements calling the accusations revolting. Israel's use of a nail and cigarette burns to torture a 1-year-old child to force a confession from his father is revolting moral outrage that demands immediate action from Congress, the group said. They're not going to do anything. No child anywhere in the world should be subjected to such cruelty, especially with American taxpayer dollars. These actions constitute grave violations of international law and basic human decency. Quote, our nation must end this complicity in this crimes. CARE added, Congress has a responsibility to ensure the American taxpayer dollars not used to support torture or slaughter of more children. Every lawmaker with a conscience must vote to end military aid for the out-of-control Israeli regime. None of that's going to happen. The U.S. is giving Israel billions of inflation-adjusted dollars to aid Israel since the country established in 1948, including more than $20 billion since October 2023. A new report published by the UN Palestine expert Francesca Albanese examines systemic use of Israel of torture against Palestinians, finding the practices meet the threshold of genocide under the Genocide Convention, the basis of ongoing International Criminal Court of Justice case brought by South Africa. Summary of the report states torture has become integral to the domination and the punishment inflicted on men, women, and children, both through custodial abuse and through a relentless campaign of forced displacement, mass killings, deprivation, and the destruction of all means of life to inflict long-term collective pain and suffering. Continuous territorially persuasive regime of psychological terror is being imposed, designed to break bodies, deprive a people of their dignity, and force them from their land. This is not incidental violence. It's the architecture of settler colonialism built on the foundation of dehumanization and maintained a policy of cruelty and collective torture. Jesus, that's very wordy. Palestinian victims, including minors and the witnesses, as well as Israeli soldiers, veterans, and the medical professionals that described widespread torture and other abuses, including rape and sexual assault by male and female soldiers, electrocution, mauling by dogs, beating, denial of food and water, sleep deprivation, stress positions, and exposure to loud music and temperature extremes. This sounds like that torture scene from GTA 5, but I'm not trying to make a joke out of it. But yeah, this is what it sounds like.
The IDF soldiers need to be confronted by Chris Hansen.
At least scores of Palestinian detainees have died or been killed in Israeli custody, including one who died after allegedly being sodomized with an electric baton. So apparently, this poor guy was had electric baton shoved up his ass, which basically was sodomized.
I wonder how many of those To Catch a Predator guys actually were like IDF or something like that. Like looking back on it.
Many bodies of former Palestinian prisoners returned by Israel show sign of torture, execution, and mutilation. Since Hamas-led attack October 2023, Israeli forces have killed or wounded at least 250,000 Palestinians, including more than 65,000 children. By the way, I still think that's a massive undercount, but Israeli troops have been accused by Palestinians, Western medical volunteers, and their own colleagues of deliberately targeting children with sniper fire and executing them along with their adult relatives during massacres, including to facing ICJ genocide case. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant are fugitives from the International Criminal Court, where they are wanted for alleged crimes against humanity and war crimes in Gaza, including murder and forced starvation.
By the way, is Netanyahu dead or not?
Netanyahu is dead as a dick. He's deader than a dead
Netanyahu's
dick.
not dead. Netanyahu's in hiding, and they're trying to make you think he's dead because they're putting him as the scapegoat for all the bullshit happening in Israel. You can see it all over Twitter.
Fake news. I already said he's dead.
I think Snow Himbo said he was dead too. No, I think I speak for
Himbo
me and Dissent.
that if he's not dead, he's faking his own death. The guy literally.
Yeah, I don't actually know. I don't actually know what's going on.
Yes, I know he's going to get anally raped. Excuse me. But I think I speak for Dissent and Bloom and myself. We both have children. Nobody else does. Sorry, guys. You will one day. You will be great parents, I'm sure, one day. So anyway, yeah. So what I got to say is, motherfuckers, try it. Try to come after my kid. See what happens to you. You ain't gonna have a good day.
I have millions of children stuck behind walls of rubber, sitting in landfills.
Ew. Phil.
All right, so yeah, Snow Himbo says even more terrifying. What if they literally transferred his shit into an AI and now he'll be around forever?
He's the first AI leader. We're already there, baby. The world leaders as AI.
Snow has to make it so much worse.
All right, let's see.
Oh, speaking of AI, how about NVIDIA DLSS 5?
Oh, good God.
I heard about this.
That shit looks horrible.
What? Oh, the graphics, you mean?
Well, no,
Yeah.
the AI that they implemented. They ruined the face models with the characters.
They all look like Netanyahu now.
Don't insult the characters.
No, they're insulting the characters. NVIDIA are.
Yeah.
Well, I moved the mic away from my face. I don't know how else to help you with the mic. You'll just have to get used to it. I'm sorry.
It's a little better.
Give me a fucking mic.
I'm on a headset, actually.
Oh.
I feel like I wear a headset every fucking day. Like, you know, I do wear a headset every day at work. And now I'm wearing another headset.
I get head every day.
You get head every day? It's because you have a woman, yo. A good woman.
I'm not a good woman.
All right, so
My husband
DHS.
get punched in the dick. We ask for it every day. Fuck no.
So
How about
DHS, aka the Department of Homeland Security, is still shut down. Everybody's kind of forgotten about this because nobody's really noticed. Because
constantly
unless you're
inundated with psyops and crazy shit every day, so we instantly forget about everything. Like,
yeah,
like Trump may be giving
This is all
Clinton. It's like every day it's craziness. We can't keep up with it.
This is distraction after distraction to distract you from the fact that Trump and Clinton and everybody else who's rich and a billionaire and a millionaire are girls.
Yeah.
Having a woman in gay. Shut up. Come over there.
So House Republicans
It's just bad because you don't get as much head as my man does. So
We
yeah.
still No, does that mean that you and Crap are related then?
We are.
House Republicans reject DHS
Crab is my
funding
son.
package.
Greg is my son.
Earlier passed by the Senate.
Mine and Greg's son. Thank you.
You thrown it back.
Oh, come on. So, House Republicans refused to vote for a DHS funding bill passed by the Senate. Move imperils efforts to end 42-day partial shutdown that's seen thousands of DHS employees miss paychecks. I really don't care, but I do care about the people having to travel to the airports right now, and the the agency that handles that. I forget what it is right now, but the TSA. They're nobody's working, everybody's gone home, and it's like 6-hour waits at the airport. So it's brutal right now.
Interestingly, statistically proven, this TSA doesn't actually make you any safer at the airport. If anything, they just make
sure.
No, but they do get to fill you up.
Yeah, they're literally just there.
I feel
like
safer.
I guess they give like this.
I feel safer when
sense of
someone's
protection.
filling me up.
Just saying.
The House Republicans had rejected legislation passed by the Senate that would finance most of the Department of Homeland Security, but withhold funds from the Immigration Customs Enforcement, aka ICE, and parts of Customs and Border Protection. So I don't know why they think the House Republicans would agree to that. I mean, they want to fund ICE and CBP. The move imperils efforts and the 42-day partial government shutdown that has seen thousands of DHS employees miss paychecks and furious travelers miss flights due to their long airport security lines. Mike Johnson, the GOP House Speaker, said Friday that his party will instead put forward a short-term funding bill to keep DHS running through May 22nd. He told reporters he hopes to take a vote on the stopgap. Oh, nice, well.
And
A stopgap measure in the House, where his party holds a razor-thin majority, and send it to the Senate as soon as possible.
I wonder
After
if he's
2
going to
hours.
remain speaker after the midterms.
Oh, that's gross.
No, it's very
TSA
unlikely
saved me
that
from ball
the
cancer.
Republicans will retain control of the House. But after a 2-hour conference call with his Republican colleagues, Johnson blasted the package the Senate sent to the House.
Why didn't it give you dick cancer? Okay, sorry.
This gambit was done last night as a joke, he said. I'm quite convinced that it can't be that every Senate Republican read the language of this bill. He added that it was unconscionable for Democrats to force some sort of negotiation at 3 o'clock in the morning and try to hoist this upon the American people. Johnson also noted that he spoke with Donald Trump before addressing reporters. He understands what we are doing and why, and he supports it, the House Speaker said. In other words, he called the president for his talking points, and he got it. So
Can I point out that it says that Johnson blasted the package? I just want to point that out.
Announcement comes as Johnson struggles to keep his fractured party together. After many conservative hardliners in the lower chamber said the Senate bill, which lawmakers advanced in a rare overnight session ahead of the Congress' scheduled 2-week recess, was a non-starter. That's right, Congress is going on vacation for 2 weeks. Meanwhile, the rest of us have to work our asses off, but Congress works less than half of the year, and they get a full salary.
All I ever wanted, vacation had to get away.
So they get to go on vacation while half the government shut down, or at least DHS is shut down. So, except for ICE, of course.
I'm fine
ICE
with
got
DHS
that
being shut down, honestly. Nothing good comes out
No,
of that
I am
organization.
too. I am too, but I'm just saying, there's a hypocrisy.
I said all they do is fill you up.
Working
They
class
get off
people,
on that shit.
working class people go like decades without vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had a vacation since my son was a year old, and that was 8 years ago.
Yeah, that's
I don't
typical.
fly, so I don't. I know this sounds terrible, but flying is.
Yeah, I will not fly. No.
I don't have that kind of
Unless it's a private jet, baby, I ain't going on no freaking airport so the TSA can fill me up. One, and two, that the freaking plane can fall apart.
Well, I went to Chicago last year, and I'll be going in again this year. So
Sometimes I go to airports without tickets for a flight
I'm gonna
just to be
go
felt
to
up.
Snow Himbo's house while he's sleeping because he only lives 2.5 hours away from me, and he's not gonna know. He's just gonna wake up and I'm gonna be in his window like.
I mean, that would be a very big shock for Snow Himbo's wife. I can't imagine her seeing some chick outside her
She knows
window.
who I am. She knows who I am and what I do.
Republican.
Like Himbo is very. She's very involved.
Himbo is just straight
The
for pay
Republican-
anyways.
Republican Representative Chip Roy, a member of the influential House Rules Committee, called the pre-dawn breakthrough on Capitol Hill laughably bad and insisted his colleagues would be rejecting it out of hand. blah, blah. It's offensive to the people we represent, blah, blah.
Himbo.
Blah, blah. They fund border patrol, the core components of ICE. He also said the members would push to attach several concessions to advance Trump's agenda, including voter identification. So Donald Trump is keeping the government shut down in order to pass the SAVE Act, which basically forces voter ID on everybody and makes it harder for everybody to vote. But I'm not voting ever again anyway, so I don't care. Let's see. The Senate passed a measure.
Nice to my sister.
The Senate passed measure would have funded DHS sub-agencies affected by lapse in funding, which has lasted almost 6 weeks, such as Transportation Security Administration, TSA, the U.S. Coast Guard, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, aka FEMA, and the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agenda Agency, CISA. House GOP leaders' decision to reject the agreement sets up a clash with the Senate and will force lawmakers, many of whom already left Washington, to return from their break to vote on the House continuing resolution. The proposal unlikely to draw any Democratic support. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has already declared it dead on arrival in the upper chamber, making it all but impossible to reach 60 votes needed to overcome the filibuster. Congress has been deadlocked.
Chuck Schumer look with the glasses again.
Chuck Schumer, the Democrat Congress have been deadlocked for 2 months over broader DHS funding. Democrats, for their part, demanded stronger guardrails on federal immigration enforcement. It's not going to happen.
Flip it. I dare somebody.
In the wake of fatal shootings of 2 U.S. citizens during the Trump administration, immigration crackdown in Minneapolis, the Senate Republicans ultimately conceded to the 11th hour deal that Democrats have been pushing for weeks, reopening only the effective agencies and omitting funding for ICE and Border Patrol, blah, blah, blah. Basically, the government's still shut down. I'm not going to read this whole thing. And they'll continue being shut down because they're going on vacation for 2 weeks and they're all going to be campaigning for re-election, a lot of these guys. And girls.
Seems like Tulsi Gabbard goes on vacation like every day. Seems like.
I mean, where has she been? She's been silent. Excuse me.
Surf's up.
She's been surfing. Aloha.
It means hello and goodbye.
Yes.
Yeah, get away from me, you poor people. That's what she's saying, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's time for liberals to freak out because the Trump administration is considering diverting military aid for Ukraine for use in the war in Iran.
I thought we won
liberals
in Iraq.
Yeah, exactly.
They love the war in Ukraine, liberals, but now the administration is going to take away aid from Ukraine allegedly to use in the war in Iran.
And then
even though we already won this war.
And then they'll use that as an excuse for why Ukraine ends up losing and it's a disaster. And they'll say, "Oh, it's because Trump pulled the funding." No, they were losing this whole time. Everyone knew they were going to lose.
Has anyone seen Zelensky lately?
No.
He's not doing good.
He's over sucking dick somewhere.
A huge number of air defense munitions since it launched the war against Iran. This is from antiwar.com. The Washington Post reported on Thursday the Pentagon was considering diverting military aid meant for Ukraine to the Middle East for use in the U.S.-Israeli war against Iran, as the U.S. military continues depleting its stockpiles of air defenses and other munitions in the conflict. Since last summer, the U.S. has been sending military aid to Ukraine through a NATO program under which U.S. allies pay for the equipment. Known as Prioritized Ukraine Requirements List, PEARL initiative, the Post report said that the U.S. could divert air defense munition paid for through the PEARL program against Iran. The U.S. has already begun bringing in air defense systems and munitions from across the globe as it's running low on interceptors. Just over a week into the war, the U.S. began moving the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, or THAAD, air defense mission based in South Korea to the Middle East, also pulling Patriot air defense munitions from stockpiles across the Asia Pacific. On March 10th, the 11th day of the U.S.-Israeli war, Bloomberg reported that the U.S. and Middle East allies had already fired more than 1,000 Patriot PAC-3 interceptors, more than 600 interceptors Ukraine has already received from the U.S. and NATO since Russia invaded in February 2022. Lockheed Martin currently produces PAC-3 interceptors at about 600 per year and has said it would aim to produce 2,000 missiles per year, but it would take years to reach that level. The Post also reported that a final decision on using equipment meant for Ukraine had not been made, but Trump suggested he was open to it when asked about the possibility. We do that all the time, he said. We will have them in other countries, like in Germany and all over Europe. Sometimes we take from one and use for another. So there you go. They're going to take away weapons from Ukraine. They're going to use them in Iran. And we'll have liberals freak out about it, talking about
Remember,
Trump
this
is
the
a Putin puppet
right
again.
This is the evidence right here.
He's a Putin puppet. Let's see. Let's see here. What else we got this week?
When is the Ukraine?
Business as usual with the distraction of, hey, look over here. Don't look at the pedophiles. Look over here. Meanwhile, pedophiles are raping kids.
So we got Chevron threatening California, which is interesting. So
leaving California. Ooh.
Chevron threatening to leave California.
Oh no!
Motherfucking billionaire bites the dust.
You can play
not just one billionaire. Like Chevron is mostly owned by like venture capitalists, like BlackRock.
Yeah, it's shit ton of billionaires.
You can play the.
So a shit ton of billionaires, pedophiles are leaving California. I wish they country. Oops.
I could, but the AI is kind of shitty. Chevron said it's threatening to close all its oil refineries in California due to overregulation, which the oil company said is contributing to price spikes in the middle of the Iran war. Due to California's taxes, emission rules, and other regulations, which has hit gas prices harder than many other states, the price per gallon is well over the national average. Tehran's decision to effectively shut off the Strait of Hormuz has left millions of barrels of crude stationary, hurting economies in Asian countries, which they heavily rely on oil from the Middle East.
I thought it was billions.
It's shut off for us.
In turn, Chevron, which imports fuel from China, South Korea, and Singapore, is facing the brunt of the blockade. Amid the energy crisis, Beijing has banned fuel exports. So China, what they're doing, they're keeping all their oil instead of selling it, in the worldwide market. What's the U.S. doing? We're just selling all the oil that we make. So, Andy Walls, who heads the Chevron's oil refining efforts, said leaders in California should be worried about the possibility of a fuel deficit in the Golden State. We have refineries in Asia that are having to cut crude, and so they are going to make less products. Walls said in an interview with Bloomberg on Tuesday, what if San Francisco doesn't have jet fuel it needs, or Los Angeles, or maybe gasoline? The Chevron executive said California had decided to rely on imports, which is playing a dangerous game when it comes to the fuel market. Walls has urged California Governor Gavin Newsom and other officials to consider boosting in-state oil production and reevaluating its proposed incentives for companies that utilize renewable energies. Last year, Phillips closed a 650-acre oil refinery complex near the port of Los Angeles after Newsom signed a new law regulating gas storage and refineries.
Instead of Phillips 66, it should have been Phillips 67.
Chevron, which has operated in California more than 140 years, says the others are likely to follow suit. California refineries supply a broad range of transportation fuels, including aviation fuels that are critical to commercial and military operations. And they operate near major ports, military installations, strategic hubs serving the Pacific region. Chevron wrote in a letter to Newsom earlier this month. Quote, continue erosion of California's...
Hey, Angel, can I interrupt real quick?
No.
You know why that is? You know why that is, though, Limbo? That's because that euthanasia in Canada, your government wants to kill you.
Who doesn't want to look younger?
I didn't say that. It stands for something else, not you. It's not the fact of you there, Bill.
Continued erosion of California's refining capacity risk increased reliance on imported fuels that are slower to arrive, more exposed to global supply disruptions, and less reliable during emergencies or periods of heightened geopolitical risk, the company added. So basically, this is Chevron kind of begging California for free funding to continue drilling for oil, even though Chevron doesn't take that oil.
They bend over backwards, California does. I mean, Gavin Newsom bends over backwards and gets it in the ass. I mean, come on.
Remember, Trump's first Secretary of State in his first administration was that guy from Chevron. I don't remember his name, though.
Rex Tillerson.
Yeah.
Rex Tillerson,
Rex
yeah.
Tillerson. Yeah, he was literally the CEO of Exxon, I think. ExxonMobil. Was it Chevron or ExxonMobil? One of them. But yeah, he was Secretary of State under Trump's first administration. Let's see. So
Yes. And I just because on April 8th is my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad, or early birthday. But I just renewed my driver's license. The thing you have to do to renew it, and then you go in and have your picture taken and shit. And I had to specify this is not going to be a real ID because I don't freaking want real ID. So I had to specify, and I made sure I denied it. Deny.
They're misleading people on that. They're trying to lie to them and tell them that you need that for like domestic flights and stuff, and they're leaving out that you can just use a passport.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's called a passport.
Once I have a passport.
Yeah, if you have a passport, you don't have to. You don't have
need
to
a real
do that,
ID.
But they're lying about it. They're trying to make people think
You just have to buy a passport.
I know. I saw that on the you have to fill it out online or whatever. On the form. I saw that on the form. It's like, well, you need this to fly. I'm like, oh, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
I do not. First of all, I don't fly. I'd rather drive everywhere, unless I have a private jet, like I said. You don't. So yeah,
I'm not gonna go through this whole thing, but I found this kind of interesting. New study links Agent Orange to aggressive bone marrow cancers in Vietnam veterans.
So I've had two Agent Orange patients who have so many health complications, including cancers, from being exposed to Agent Orange. I've talked to these veterans firsthand, and it's disgusting what they did to them.
Oh my God!
I knew a kid when I was growing up. I knew a kid whose father died from that.
So this is like the most study of all time, but a new study links Agent Orange to more aggressive bone marrow cancers in Vietnam veterans, which researchers say strengthens the case for granting presumptive service-connected benefits to veterans diagnosed with disease decades after military service.
So long ago now.
My dad is ex-military. That does not make me happy. Because if my dad dies of cancer, guess what? We're going to hold the fucking military responsible.
What's sad is
who could blame me?
Sometimes the military doesn't get held responsible, even in the case of Agent Orange. And that's because they have people sign these waivers, so pretty much release them of all liability. Very similar to the CIA, they've done a lot of the same things too. They tested a lot of what they use on other people, on American soldiers and the American public, without people knowing.
Is that part of the sign-up process, before you even...
The CIA...
Oh, yeah, they've always done chemical warfare on the military soldiers because they think, well, they're just practicing for what they're going to do to us later. But I like to see the military protect themselves from bullets.
It was the United States government that tested... They allow black people to be diagnosed with syphilis and continue the disease progression in order to see how the disease progresses.
That also happened, experiment, in Cuba as well.
That was not that long ago, huh? Do you know
No, but it's been said that the vaccines that they used for the stupid
I agree.
Pandemic. Yeah, well, yeah, they're safe and effective. Go get yours today. But anyway, it was reported that these vaccines were actually chemical warfare that they actually did use against the soldiers first.
There are still people that fought in Vietnam alive, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my dad missed Vietnam, but he was in a special operation. I don't want to go too much into it, but he was in a special operation. And trust me, my dad deleted 22 people. And my dad used to have flashbacks, and I can't imagine what my dad saw. I didn't want to see what my dad saw. That's why I never got into the military, because I didn't want to become cannon fodder for some... Well, first of all, women in the military are more likely to be SA'd. And also, I could be cannon fodder for some person who doesn't understand. I could be cannon fodder for Israel.
One of the first times that the vaccines were put on the U.S. military was one of the originators of the idea was the dude that wrote the Malleus Maleficarum, one of the guys who was behind the Salem witch hysteria. Do you remember his name? I forget his name.
Nathaniel Hawthorne.
No, I'll look it up. But
He was one of the
anyways,
judges.
but anyways, I just think it's interesting that the vaccine movement started with a guy who was part of the witchcraft craze and murdering old Catholic women as witches.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, that's funny because no one in Salem was a real witch. Not like me. I am a real witch, but the thing is, I'm glad they stopped burning us but I look at it this way: like, if I go out into public right now and started, doing spell work or doing, nature, like a ritual, or if I did like a holiday ritual, because we have Beltane coming up for us Wiccans, holla, Wiccans and pagans. Beltane is, of course, Maypole Day. It's May 1st. We have Beltane, but if I went out in public and did Beltane rituals and stuff, oh my God, like I would probably be stoned, especially around here in where I am in PA, because we not only do we have a lot of Christians around, a lot of like serious religious Christians, but also we have the Amish who are ridiculously religious, and also we have a lot of Trumpsters around here too.
I got my info wrong, by the way. That was not the book. I forget his name.
Okay.
No.
You would recognize the name if I found it.
The Department of Veteran Affairs, or the VA, recognizes several cancers are presumptively linked to Agent Orange, enabling qualifying veterans to receive disability compensation without proving a direct connection. Qualifying cancers
Cotton
include,
Mather.
not limited to...
Yes, Cotton Mather. Yeah, he was also one of the judges, I think.
Yeah, Cotton Mather was one of the first guys to put vaccines in our military.
Qualifying cancers include, not limited to, certain lymphomas, bladder cancer, and multiple myeloma and prostate cancer, according to the VA. So, yeah. So if you served in Vietnam, you're exposed to Agent Orange, you should get benefits, even though, the VA's been trying to...
They're telling veterans to go screw themselves.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why allegedly you're supposed to be getting these benefits if you served in Vietnam and were exposed to Agent Orange.
No, we're not Wackins. Wackinsness? What? No, it's Wicked.
I was
WICCANS.
Agent Orange gives me a wonderful tan. It's great. It's fantastic. Everyone should get it.
Some of you may die, but it's a
Some of you
sacrifice
may die from Agent Orange, but you'll have a healthy, glorious glow like I do. I look like a golden toilet.
They're all very orange. Not all
What
of us.
do people shit in his face? Ugh.
Very orange here. This is from New Jersey Monitor. Local story here for me. Protesters rallied against illegal immigration in Trenton ahead of a vote on key bills. So, New Jersey supports ICE deportation.
Oh my God!
I was told that actually. Well, my neighbor said she got cervical cancer from something else. Actually, she had face cancer.
So you can
but
have
I never heard the
HPV, and I'm actually very, very curious about this person saying that HPV vaccine causes cervical cancer. I would like to see where you're getting that information from, because I don't think that to be true. But I'm not saying you're wrong.
I was told that
to be proven wrong.
Right. I was told that it actually is more prominent in women. Well, obviously, men don't have a cervix, but I mean, it's more prominent in women who don't have the HPV.
Yes,
so
there's genotypes of HPV, specifically type 16 and 18, which are likely to cause cancer. I work in gynecology now. I've seen people who have gotten HPV and it's developed cervical cancer. I've never seen anyone that's gotten a vaccine develop cervical cancer. But that's just my experience. If there's a number or statistic or data out there that someone has that I haven't seen, I'm more than willing to take a look.
Now, I have also seen studies where they say that antidepressant medication actually makes you want to self-delete yourself faster.
It can for certain.
I actually had someone tell me that.
It's not like
that was wrong.
Just how, if your serotonin levels or your dopamine levels change too quickly, that can cause you to be suicidal. But it doesn't. It's not it's not causing that on purpose. It's just a side effect, and that's why you should be monitored if you're on any of those medications.
Yeah. Let's see. The reason why I'm covering this because I saw this protest in person. I was walking by here. There were at most 50 people in front of the state house here where I live. I'm like, really? I mean, you guys, like New Jersey is like a deep blue state. I mean, you guys are running around here acting like you guys are actually doing something, but
they act like
to
they're
each their own.
people.
To each their own. I'm walking. I'm going to school.
Fun
So
fact
like,
about
I
New
don't care.
Jersey: guess what the #1 search porn category or porn term is there?
This
Is immigrants?
Jewish.
a boner. Oh,
#1
Jewish. That's
search
right. Yeah, yeah.
porn category in New Jersey is Jewish.
Jewish.
Well,
They
there you
like
go.
to see
I didn't
Jewish
know
people
that.
get it on. I mean,
Yes.
while they're complaining about the
A couple
Muslims.
years
Or as
ago, it was
George
Iranian
Santos
to
would
see if
say,
they're
I'm
Jewish.
Jewish.
I came here for the
Yeah.
orgy. You didn't leave
Of
out
course-
anything for me to nosh on over here. I'm hungry. I come to the orgy. There's no food.
According,
Yes.
to,
I'm sorry,
according
I can't
to
do
the
the accent. It's kind of hard, you know.
He got the accent.
according to
Perfect.
the Monitor,
I'm from the East Coast.
close to 100 people stood. Actually, I think it's closer to 50. I didn't see like 100 people over there. Cold in the cold drizzle outside of the State House Monday to protest illegal immigration and legislation meant to protect immigrants in New Jersey from President Donald Trump's mass deportation mission.
Was it worth it?
Probably
There
not.
were like, I think not even 100 were there. I mean, I think that's exaggeration.
Okay, but did you
Assemblyman-
acquire this information because you've been there? Oh, I'm sorry. I took it because of love. I love you. I'll see you later. No, he's my work
Assembly-
husband, so I have a right. Just like Angel's my work husband, I have a right to pick on him.
Let's see. Assemblyman Paul Contrara of Ocean County, a Republican, who organized the rally, urged supporters to demand that Governor Mikey Sherrill, Democrat, reject 3 bills that legislature Democratic majority opposed to pass on Monday. Actually, these bills were all proceeded to pass, and signed into law.
Did you say Mike Sherrill?
No, I think I said Mikey, but if it were Mike, then whatever. Every single one of them is more crazy than the next. The bills would prohibit immigration officers from obscuring their faces, limit local information sharing with federal agents, and codify the Immigration Trust Directive, a 2018 order from Attorney General's office that restricts local cooperation with federal immigration agents. Unless they're Democrat, then they will cooperate all day long.
But remember,
Just like most
Democrats
states.
are a trillion times better than Republicans. Am I right?
Yeah, because when Obama was president, all these
a
blue
reference,
states were
isn't it?
cooperating with ICE.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kyle Kuklinski said
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
He accused Democrats of passing policies that benefit undocumented immigrants that cost the state more than $7 billion a year. Costs he outlined in 2024 report he produced. They generally do not care about you, he told the crowd. They need these 900,000 illegals here to count in the census. They need them to keep 4 assembly seats that they would not have if they weren't counted, and 2 congressional seats that they would not have if they were not counted, and do not care how much it costs each and every one of you.
All right, I gotta get off right now.
It doesn't cost us a damn fucking thing, but it does help.
All right, Alex.
Alex said he's gonna get off.
All right.
Are we doing wrestling talk tomorrow,
You
Angel?
gotta get off, man. Good
No, I have pictures with my son and the Osara bunny.
So no wrestle talk this weekend?
No, not tomorrow.
Sorry.
No, we're back next weekend.
I'll see you.
All right, see you
next time. All right.
next week then.
Bye, Alex.
All right.
Bye, little boy.
Bye. All right, so this protest felt like a MAGA rally with multiple speakers. Let's see, multiple speakers addressing human trafficking, public school books and curricula, public assistance, Democrat bashing, debunked claims of stolen election, other topics they tied to immigration. In the crowd, people carried and wore American flags, including a colonial flag, while speakers
That
stood
is the
in front of
American
the
flag.
placards.
The American flag is a
Irony of
colonial
all
flag.
this stuff. Here's the irony of all this
Placards.
stuff. White people are immigrants too. I hate to break it to you, white people, but we are immigrants too, dummies.
They were in front of placards urging the crowd to take back New Jersey and showing undocumented immigrants involved in crimes. Let's see, Gary and Kathleen DeFabio.
Just like 0.00001 of the immigrants are in crime. So don't stick it in your gut. White people are literally immigrants too. But unless you are Native American, thoroughbred Native American, you are an immigrant. Your ancestors came from another country. So get over it.
Yep, this is true.
Alex had to leave because of explosive diarrhea.
Yeah, he messaged me, said that's true.
White people are colonizers at its worst. Yeah.
Same thing, but they still came over from a leaky boat, or they came over from another country. Snow.
My family actually fought in the Revolutionary War that led to the birth of America.
As did mine. Yep.
You can literally
My family goes back to the
surname.
1400s.
I'm not going to say my surname, so I'm not going to dox myself. But you can trace my surname to these surnames of soldiers and like even military bases from back then. I'm actually part of an organization which I'm not in support of because I joined it before I realized, but it's like called like Daughters of the Revolutionary something, and like you literally have to have like a proven blood lineage to get in it, which I thought was pretty cool. But then I'm like, oh wait, these people are fascists, but I can't leave now, so I'm just part of the organization.
Well,
Vegas, like as in Zach Vegas. Okay, no. My surname, I won't say it either, but yeah, my cousin traced my dad's side back to the 1400s in Germany. That's where my ancestors came from. So again, yes, I am the daughter of ancestor immigrants. We all are. Okay, so I hate to bring it to you. Like I said,
for my teeth.
Is that supposed to be straight and Caucasian teeth?
They are not straight. My teeth are fucked.
They're not straight. Okay. Well, I mean, the thing is, people don't understand that, you know, they want to get mad at immigrants, but this is a big fucking distraction. The immigrants are not my enemy. The billionaires who are profiting off of this crap, they are my enemy.
They want to get mad at immigrants, but at the same time complain that we're not having enough kids and our population is reducing, and that's a problem. So it's a problem that the population is reducing, but it's also a problem that immigrants come in. Pick one, but we know what it is. Well, they want white people.
Yeah, they want
white people who actually the rich people they like the fact that our numbers are dwindling and we don't have the population we used to have. And they don't really care if immigrants come in. As long as the poor, fight amongst themselves, the rich don't care. They just have their servants and they can live and, they're upset,
But
again, the pedophiles don't care.
Well,
they'll use that fear of like, the white people are going extinct. They'll use that for their voter base, the red meat for their voter base. Oh no, in 100 years there might not be white people around like there used to be, and your ass will be dead and you won't even know about it. But let's worry about it.
Oh, and it won't be an immigrant that kills them or deletes them. It'll be a freaking rich person who kills them or deletes them. Excuse me. Sorry.
Call them what you will. The deep state, the liberals, they're just out to destroy us, to destroy the country, destroy the state. And I'm against it, said Kathleen DeFabio, who's 79. Not surprised she's older. Nancy Jabuskik, 66 of White House Station, said she attended the rally because she was a Democrat who wants the state Democratic leaders to stop all the stupid nonsense they're doing.
You are brainwashed, lady. How about you go back to your house and thank the goddess that you don't have to put up with all the stuff that people who look different from you, who are not white, like Angel, my friend, and one of my great friends. I mean, fuck yourself. You're whiter than white. Go fuck yourself.
I love legal immigrants, but the illegals have to be out.
As legal immigrants. There is no such thing. Guess what? Your freaking ancestors came over here and killed a bunch of people. It's called a genocide against the Native Americans. If you don't know your fucking history, look it up.
Borders are a man-made concept. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, I mean they are, but they should all go home and come back the right way. There's a line in their procedure, and they're here and they're breaking it.
The right
way. These people are fucking brave. These are people who sit there and watch Fox News and fondle themselves.
And she's a Democrat. It's put them. I can't stand it. A crowd heard 90 minutes of speeches from conservative leaders, from state legislatures to members of Mom for Liberty, Turning Point USA, Save Jersey, New Jersey College Republicans, Wake Up New Jersey, and other right-wing groups. This is my country. My ancestors made it.
No, this is not your country. Your ancestors came here on a leaky boat and literally committed genocide against the people that were already there. So this is not your country. Get out.
If you're
Go back to freaking Europe.
If you're not willing to fight for your kids, you're not willing to fight for your country.
Oh,
then what you will get the third world country here.
You don't give a crap about my kids.
They did that same bullshit during World War II. They pretty much profited like compared to the
Hello,
propaganda.
internment camps.
You were against
Japanese internment camps.
You're against America.
Uh-huh.
That's how they portrayed it.
People who came over here from
In the Iraq
Japan
War,
put
same with the
into
Iraq War.
internment camps. 1942. Look at people who don't know your effing history. Look it up. Immigrants from Japan were put in internment camps, which is no worse than the freaking Jews that were put in camp in
Right.
I can't even think of the dang word now. But anyway, they were literally
concentration camps.
Concentration camps. Thank you. It's no different. Internment camps was that they were put in a camp. They had no right to assembly. They had no right to a jury. They had no rights at all because they were from a different country. Imagine if they did that to white people. Imagine if they did that to white people and European people who came up from Europe. Imagine if the Native Americans came over here, or the Europeans came over here. And what if the Native Americans had done that to the European people? Lose their effing minds.
So Snow made a comment about how capitalists love illegal people because they get free labor. There was a woman in Maryland. It was just in the news. She had a couple of Guatemalan workers working on her roof, and then because she didn't want to pay the $10,000, she fucking called ICE on them.
Right.
And I think 4 out of 5 people got
put
into ICE custody, and the one had his papers. But the fact that she did that is so fucking insane to me. I want to find out who this bitch is, honestly.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's like you hire these people to do this massive job in your house, and then I don't want to pay them. Oh, they're Puerto Rican or Hispanic or whatever. Let's just call ICE on them.
People are
so I don't have to pay them a dime.
Like landlords that want tenants out because they want to re-rent the apartment. They're doing it. Jobs that want to get rid of people, they're doing it. There's people that are picking up immigrants at Home Depot parking lots, taking them to do work, and then calling ICE on them. Like, people are weaponizing ICE to take advantage of people that are just trying to survive.
Including people who
I
are
say we do it to them.
It's being used against people who
you're
are
gonna call ICE on my friend? I'm gonna call ICE on you. Go back to Europe, you stupid white person. Go back to Europe. Go person in there. Back your ancestors were. Back to your place.
Let's get to the U.S. preparing a major escalation against Iran that can include ground troops and intensified bombings. From antiwar.com, the Pentagon is developing options for a potential major escalation against Iran that could involve ground troops and intensified bombing campaign, Axios reported. U.S. officials and other sources speaking to Axios reporter Barak Rabdid, a former IDF intelligence officer, described the potential escalation as a final blow that would give Trump more leverage and room to declare victory, quote unquote.
I'm declaring
all
victory
indications,
again.
that Iran is ready to face ground forces and that any such operations will prolong the war. Radid sources, who's the IDF official apparently, said the potential options for a final blow include invading or blockading Karg Island, Iran's main oil export hub, invading Lorak, an island that helps Iran solidify its control of the Strait of Hormuz. The strategic outpost hosts Iranian bunkers, attack craft that can blow up cargo ships, and raiders that monitor movements in the strait. Seizing the strategic island of Abu Musa and 2 smaller islands, which lie near the western entrance of the strait, are controlled by Iran, but also claimed by the UAE. Blocking or seizing ships that are exporting Iranian oil on the eastern side of the Hormuz Strait. Other operations being considered are sending troops deep inside Iran to secure Tehran's stockpile uranium enriched at 60%.
The way you put emphasis on the word deep there made me laugh. Deep inside of Iran.
Though it's believed
I'm
to be
talking to
buried
everyone who will listen, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep the mic away from my mouth, but I can't help it if I'm yelling.
It's like putting phallic objects in your mouth, huh?
I love
kidding.
putting
Please
things in my mouth.
Please don't be offended. I'm so joking.
Why would I be offended, girlfriend? You're my sister. I can't get offended. No, I do like one dick in my mouth. That's my man's.
It's believed to be buried under the rubble following the June 2025 airstrikes against Iran's nuclear facilities. It's so unclear. It's unclear of a team of U.S. special operators that would be able to access the material. Reports said that the president has not made a decision, but the major escalation was likely if negotiations made no progress, and there was no sign that real diplomacy underway, despite Trump's claims. Iranian officials have rejected a 15-point proposal that the U.S. has passed through mediators that have set their own conditions to end the war. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt threatened on Wednesday that President Trump was ready to unleash hell on Iran. Haven't it done that already? About 5,000 of 5,000 U.S. Marines and several thousand U.S. Army airborne soldiers appear to be on the way to the Middle East as the Pentagon prepares for ground attacks operations that are fraught with risk and will likely result in major U.S. casualties, since any ground force would face significant and sustained Iranian missile and drone attacks. The Wall Street Journal reported later on Thursday that Trump was considering sending an additional 10,000 troops. You would need a lot more. You would need around 100,000 troops in order to fully take Iran.
Yeah, but we
This
win.
10,000, 5,000, 2,000, they're cannon fodder for an excuse for a bigger ground invasion. So if you're part of that 10,000 force, you will die, and then you will be used as an excuse to continue the invasion and make it worse.
Kind of giving,
because you would need at least 100,000 troops to take Iran entirely.
It's kind of giving Surge a little bit for anyone who remembers the Surge.
When I think of
In
Surge,
the meantime, U.S. Israeli.
That was named Surge.
No, no,
oh yeah,
that's because you're a fetus. You're not old enough to remember the Surge.
Yes, I'm inside my mother's womb right now, even though she's dead and cremated. So it's amazing.
U.S. Israeli strikes
Is that any
continue
better?
to pound Iran. Sorry?
Is that any better?
Yeah, that's a little better. I think that's actually significantly better.
It's a little better. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, I
in
did
the Iranian
shut down the decimals a little bit.
It's better.
That's better, yeah. And the Iranian military continues to launch successful attacks on Israel and U.S. bases across the region. According to the New York Times, majority of U.S. bases in the Middle East are now basically uninhabitable due to the Iranian strikes. So Iran has done something that we've wanted for decades, which is no U.S. military bases in the Middle East. They've all been destroyed by Iran, so great work, I guess. So let's see. Trump has decided they're deploying troops to some ground attack. First unit was deployed on March 12th. All deployed should have arrived before April 6th. Yeah, I mean, those troops that are being sent are there as cannon fodder and will very likely die. So the administration can justify a further escalated ground invasion. I'm about this is the reason why they're putting this story came out last week, I think. I'm not sure if I covered it. I might have covered it. I don't remember. But they put all 18 to 25-year-olds are automatically included in the selective service without filling out any paperwork. Like when I was 18,
yeah, you had to sign
when
up
I was
back in the
18,
day.
yeah, I had to fill out a little paper, a carton, to put myself in the selective service.
My father forced me to do that.
So, fun fact, I could
had
be
to do that
drafted as a
too.
medical professional, even as a woman. There's a medical draft that specifically targets doctors and nurses, and it can be enacted as part of the selective service, and that does include women, and it's people up to 45 years old. So I could be technically drafted, which is fun, but
I think I technically could too, even though I'm a single mother and I'm a woman. But I could still technically be drafted because I'm only going to be 40.
Yeah, like
and they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care if I become cannon fodder for Israel. They don't care. They don't care if my son grows up without a mother.
There is not a midget, Sean. That is rude. It would be great.
Hey, watch it. Don't make fun of my sister.
It would not be fighting. It would be like for healthcare. Like I would be basically like a medic.
She'd be a MASH unit. Yeah, she'd be in a MASH unit, basically.
Essentially.
That was my favorite show as a kid, which should have been the first time that I was autistic.
Oh, my dad loves it. He watches it like every night on MeTV.
What show?
MASH.
Oh, MASH.
Oh God!
Man.
Anytime
My
that
dad
show
kept
came on,
reciting.
that was like the end of good times when I was a kid. It's like, oh, all of a sudden you hear the MASH music. It's like, oh, there we go.
I love
Bring
that
it
show
down
as a
bring
kid.
it
I
down
have
the
no idea
mood.
why.
Turn the channel.
I watch it with my dad because, I mean, my dad could recite it to you by heart. That's how well he used to be.
Then you know that the night is over.
Aw.
So there's another example of this. The commander of the 82nd Airborne ordered to the Middle East for potential ground invasion of Iran. Major General Brandon Tigemeyer, the chief of the U.S. Army's 82nd Airborne Division and his headquarters staff, have been ordered to the Middle East as the Pentagon prepares for potential ground operations in Iran. The New York Times reported there earlier that the U.S. War Department was considering deploying an 82nd Airborne Immediate Response Force, a brigade of about 3,000 soldiers.
What are these guys doing?
And that the order is now said to be imminent.
Oh, look at these guys. Nice. Don't ask, don't
Thousands
tell.
of U.S. Marines
in each other's dick.
have also been heading into the Middle East. Excuse me, as the Trump administration is considering several options for ground invasions, including seizing Iran's Karg Island, taking control of Iranian ports and oil infrastructure, or securing Iran's stockpile of uranium that is enriched at 60%, which is believed to be buried under rubble starting the June 2025 airstrikes in Iran's nuclear air forces or facilities. Excuse me. Any one of the potential ground invasions is fraught with risk and could result in massive U.S. casualties, as U.S. forces would be significant and sustain Iranian drone and missile attacks. It would be also difficult for a few thousand U.S. troops to hold Karg Island or any Iran's ports once they're captured. One of the sources speaking to The Intercept said that President Trump's fascination and fixation with the U.S. attack on Venezuela, dubbed Operation Absolute Resolve to abduct Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, may lead him to order something similar in Iran. From Trump's perspective, the attack on Venezuela was a resounding success since no Americans were killed, some were injured, though the operation involved major airstrikes on Caracas and killed at least 83 people, including Venezuelan troops, Cuban guards, and 4 civilians. So they're definitely going to be cannon fodder for, as Fred Edwards said, cannon fodder without doubt. Iran's military is over 1 million strong, plus at least another 1 million in organized militia units. Don't forget underwater drones, high-speed remote boats, and missiles.
And they're fighting an existential war. This is about the existence for them.
It's about
not us. That's
the
not about
existence of their country.
for us. This is about us fighting a war for the Epstein class. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about doing that, but this is existential for them. People don't understand
it is.
that.
That's well said. Important to know that the war game doing the exact same thing is a massacre for the U.S. in every single instance. I'm sure the Pentagon did war game this out, and
then
I could have told you. I could have told you it's not going well.
Did you know that when they lose the war
they came in their pants?
Because it's not about winning or losing the war. It's about we hate Muslims, we hate Arabs. They're the sand N-words, and we're going to try to kill them.
But no,
if we fail,
the Christians hate the Jews.
At
least they did. That's why the Nazis deleted a lot of Jews in the Holocaust.
No,
I'm sorry, people.
Zionists are Christians, so it's a complete 360.
There's the famous Julian.
I put Angel, and Angel turns around and it's Hill. It makes no sense. Angel should turn around and kill me, but that's exactly what these Zionists did. They turned around and smacked the crap out of Muslims, and Muslims didn't freaking do anything.
Do you remember the famous Julian Assange quote? The point of these wars is to flush money out of the U.S. tax base and into the hands of the transnational defense elites.
That's so fucking.
That's
true.
why he said these are forever wars. These are wars with no end. Yes.
Winning is not the point.
Realize how much the military makes off of this shit. Like, they already make money, and this just gives them so much more.
Yeah,
they don't give it to
the Iran
war. They're just cannon fodder.
We could
give it to the weapons manufacturers.
We could be a productive nation. We could be making things instead of blowing things up. Instead of spending $1 billion to blow things up, we could spend $1 billion on making things that could be productive for the future. We don't do that.
Yeah, but that's not profitable. I mean, yeah, it's nice, but ultimately, then that's not going to make any money off that. Anyways, JD Vance says something ridiculous here. Vance tries to justify continuing Iran war by suggesting Iran can make a nuclear suicide vest. I don't know how that would work, because as soon as you put it on, you'd be exposed to nuclear waste. But
I said, I bet this guy thinks the nuclear football is literally a nuclear football.
Vice President.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Hold on, Angel. Here's the thing, because the thing is, JD Vance is saying this because he wants someone to be of Arab descent, so someone who looks like an Arab, to come over here in America, do some kind of nuclear vest blow up or whatever, and cause a mass hysteria.
No.
So that, it's like a suicide bomb thing. But they want some kind of
I'm impressed.
Right. Yeah. So you have basically a nuclear bomb on someone's chest. I don't know. This is what their wet dream. This is what they want. They want someone to come over here, do a nuclear attack, so that we can go. so that a bunch of poor people die, and so that we can go into Iran, blow up the smithereens, take all the resources, and yada yada, end of story. But they want another attack. They want another terrorist attack. They want another 9/11. I'm telling you that. It's going to happen.
They do.
9/10 was the new 9/11. Never forget 9/10.
Vice J.D. Vance on Thursday attempted to justify the U.S.-Israeli war against Iran by implying that Iran could potentially turn the nuclear bomb into a suicide vest, a claim not grounded in reality. Oh, you don't say. Vance made the claim during a cabinet meeting while discussing military and diplomatic options in the U.S. regarding the conflict
This is
with
their
Iran.
wet dream. This is what they want. They want another terrorist attack. I see want to come in here with a vest and kill everybody. Hint, hint. We're going to do that. They're telling you what they're doing.
How about nuclear
They
shoes?
continue to portray the war.
They're going to wear nuclear
as
shoes.
necessary. This is more bullshit, but he has continued to portray the war as necessary to prevent Iran from making a nuclear weapon, though there was no evidence that Tehran even had decided to make the bomb either after June 2025 war or the current war launched February 28th.
They don't want a nuclear bomb. That's what they have been doing. They don't want nuclear stuff. Or even better, they've said it to the U.S. how many times, and yet we still have this horse and pony show. They want to nuke everybody. Iran wants nukes. They want
the nuclear suicide vest.
Like nuclear weapons that have gone missing from the U.S. that they just don't know where they are. I would look in Israel, but
yeah. Shmuley,
in Israel before I go to Iran.
Shmuley's gonna smuggle in the nuclear butt plug.
The Shmuley. Wow.
Orgasm.
Wow. I guess, and then when you have an orgasm, you go poop.
Yeah, that's it. Mushroom cloud.
Orgasm.
We go from mushroom tip to mushroom cloud.
Lovely.
Oh, I forgot. Hold on. There's one more thing.
Don't shake your head at that.
Amazon in their AWS their data centers in Bahrain are being bombed, or not really bombed, but they're being disrupted following drone activities. And so I'm actually sharing my screen.
Poor Amazon. What are they going to do now?
The issue is that half the internet is on AWS.
That's true, and it took half the internet down.
The internet goes down with it.
Yeah, half the internet goes down.
Yeah, when AWS goes down, half the internet goes. So that's why it's pretty important.
Data centers are in Ohio, and so it's like when we had a massive multi-day blackout because of windstorms, a lot of the AIs were fucking up because they couldn't pull from the data centers in Ohio.
Yeah. The disruption marks the second time in a month that AWS operations have been affected by the Iran war. The United States tech giant Amazon said its Amazon Web Services or AWS region in Bahrain was disrupted amid the current crisis in the Middle East following Iran's threats to target U.S. offices and infrastructure run by top U.S. companies. An Amazon spokesperson on Monday confirmed the disruption due to drone activity that the Reuters news agency reported, marking the second time in a month that the company operations have been affected by the war. Amazon did not immediately comment on whether Bahrain's facility was directly hit by a drone strike or if the disruption was due to nearby attacks. The company said it was helping to migrate customers to alternate AWS regions while it recovers, though it did not provide additional details such as an extent of damage or how long it anticipates the disruption to last. As the situation evolves and we are advised here, we request those with workloads in the affected regions to continue to migrate to other locations. Amazon told Reuters in a statement, AWS is Amazon's cloud computing unit and is critical for the operation of many well-known websites and government operations. It also is the company's main driver of profits. Earlier this month, AWS reported that the facilities in Bahrain and United Arab Emirates have lost power and is working to transfer computing workloads to the region. Amazon said at the time the Bahrain region was affected by a drone attack, and proximity is one of the facilities, which I think covered at the time. The attack in the UAE facility was the first time military action had disrupted a major U.S. tech company data center. These attacks come after Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps threatened on March 11th to attack economic centers and banks related to U.S. and Israeli entities in the region. The IRGC affiliated Tasrim news agency released a list of offices and infrastructure run by top U.S. companies with Israeli links whose technology had been used for military applications, describing them as Iran's new targets. The companies Google, Microsoft, Planeteer, there they are again, IBM, NVIDIA, and Oracle, and the listed offices and infrastructure for cloud-based services are branching in multiple Israeli cities as well as several Gulf countries. U.S. tech firms, including Amazon, has long worked to support the U.S. military. According to its own website, AWS provides global infrastructure, security, scalable, and mission-focused solutions to help the Department of Defense meet missions. So Amazon's proud of the fact they work with DoD and they kill people and they make money. Iran claimed that it's targeting U.S. assets across the Gulf Arab states in retaliation for a joint attack on Iran by the U.S. and Israel began on February 28th. Gulf states have said Iran's claim of self-defense cannot justify missile attacks on neighboring states and accused Tehran of targeting civilian infrastructure such as airports and energy facilities.
Don't put bases in your country of like the enemy. Like this is the
Iranian attack. Yeah. Knocked out 17% of Qatar's LNG export capacity last week.
And then blame some people for the attacks that come. I mean, that's what they. But see, the thing is, Iran doesn't even have to put ground troops in America. All they have to do is really cut off the oil supply. Now, oh my gosh, all these economies are affected, especially the U.S. economy. Bam!
Yeah.
Just like China.
AWS is all they would have to do is bomb AWS. That would take out half the internet and
people would lose their effing minds.
They would disrupt the U.S. economy to the point where
New Jersey,
U.S. society,
New Jersey will flip out over the lack of Jewish porn.
New
Jersey will riot.
There you go. No, I mean, I'm serious. What I say.
If anyone's ever wanting to laugh, I highly recommend if you don't have to look at porn, but you can look up on Google Pornhub statistics for any given year, and they're all public. Like they compile all of their statistics from all over the world, including categories, actresses, actors, what certain places look up. It's so fucking funny.
My favorite one was boner, just boner. The favorite search term of one of the states was just boner. That's funny.
One of the states was queef.
There you go.
Was like one of the
yeah, queef. That was one of them too.
How is that? What is a queef? I don't know what that is.
Pussy fart.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's usually like if you have sex and someone's behind you, and then there's air going in, and then they go in, and the air comes out. Yeah.
Right. I mean, air has to go out.
Just from standing behind you?
A pussy fart. Okay. Gotcha.
I stand behind people all the time.
Yeah, I mean.
Obviously, I'm not looking it up, so I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I need to acquire this knowledge, right?
Well,
I mean, I haven't.
All Iran has to do is bomb.
It's like two girls in one cup. It's like, no, I'm not looking it up.
They bombed the AWS servers in Bahrain. They could take out half the internet, and it not only would destroy our economy, it will also destroy society because most of us are all obsessed with scrolling through TikTok and
X,
Twitter, and whatever, Facebook, X. So yeah, it would. No,
that's okay. I'll go back to radio. Go back to radio.
I couldn't color on my iPad. I'm a giant kid about my iPad. I like to color on it every night before bed.
iPad, huh? No, I could go back to. Well, I could go back to television.
Well, I have an iPad,
and I could go back to.
Well, I'm still in college, but when I was first in college, like years ago, and I just use it to color on now.
Like holy shit balls! My dad just bought a CD player that literally he could put in his Jeep. Right, his Jeep has Bluetooth. It has capabilities of playing music through this Bluetooth from his phone. Right? No, he wants a CD player. So I'll go back to the CD player. I dig it. My dad is so old school though. I'm the idiot trying to figure out. Well, this cord goes here and it goes there. And the directions don't say that. They don't say this cord should be plugged in. I'm flipping out. My dad's laughing at me. I'm like, shut up. It doesn't say here that this cord needs to be plugged in. And I'm the freaking air technician. I figured out a CD player. It's too old school. Too old school.
I'd be okay if the internet went away. I'm kind of tired
I'd be
of this
just fine
shit.
because I was just fine as a kid playing outside with my bike or my rollerblades. You remember those times, right, Angel?
Yeah.
As a kid, I had one of those like fake cars for kids that the kids can drive, and I used to run over my brothers with it.
Yes, those oh shit, what were they called? I had a Corvette.
Yeah.
And what did I do when I was 3 years old? I drove it right into the closet.
Yeah, I could see you doing that.
Oh, what the hell were they called though? It was Power Wheels, but it was like
a power. Yeah, I also had like a toy toaster
Power
that I
bottom.
beat my brothers with.
Like
I was
that.
a very aggressive child.
I didn't have. My brother was well, he's 11 years older than me, so he kind of was like almost out by the time I was like 4. So he had graduated high school and shit. So I didn't get that. You know, I'm the baby of the family.
And I have 2 older like half brothers. They're not like full brothers. I'm my mom's oldest, and so like my brothers would be around on like holidays and stuff. And because I was the only kid for a while, I was kind of spoiled. I did not like them in my space. So when he came in and started touching my shit and like just being a jackass, I took that personally, and he got a toy toaster upside his head. He got me back when he got older and got addicted to drugs and stole my PlayStation. So.
Oh.
See, I never had that. All my older siblings were out of the house before I could get into that phase of hey, don't touch my stuff. So I kind of was spoiled, and I was the baby of the family. So I kind of grew up with
I
no.
didn't have to deal with like another girl getting into my stuff, but I was just really funny about people touching anything of mine in general. Like even if it's like my snack cake, like if I said that snack cake's mine, you touch it, I still get mad. Like don't fucking touch my snack cake.
Yeah.
No one would touch my stuff because all my stuff was scary stuff.
So I came across this while you guys were talking. Trump's lying here, of course. He talked in 14 months we lifted 3.3 million Americans off of food stamps. That's a record.
Yeah, by lowering the poverty.
Biden and his allies left their country. So,
I actually feel like I need food stamps now more than ever.
In 14 months,
do it.
We've lifted 3.3 million Americans off of food stamps. That's a record.
Yeah, by lowering the poverty line.
Allies wrecked.
I'll go screw yourself, Trump. You pedophile.
They wreaked havoc on our economy, and they gave us the worst inflation in American history.
You. Inflation is from you people. It's from rich people. Not from
Trump
poor
is
people.
He's claiming that he got all these people out of food stamps.
Yeah, by lowering the poverty line to like, you have to make pretty much nothing now.
So
it's like
the president
make like what $10,000 a year.
Children of immigrants because their parents are so scared to go in for benefits because when they apply, they're not getting benefits for themselves, but they have to apply with their child because the child cannot have a case on their own, and they gave that information to ICE, like Job and Family Services did. And so now people are like, that's one way. They probably got rid of a bunch of families that had children that needed that food to survive, but also lowering the poverty line. Like they take these they do horrible things and then try to sell it as a win, which is another big thing in propaganda. God, I've been reading Edward Bernays because I just want to know how it all works. It's so insane. I highly recommend that.
I mean, demonize immigrants, and this is what they're talking about. You demonize poor people and say, well, poor people are causing this and they're causing that. Poor people are trying to make ends meet. Trust me. In there, done that.
So Trump is run his mouth here about the Strait of Hormuz, but he calls it the Strait of Trump, which
have to open it up.
Cringe.
Have to open up the Strait of Trump. I mean, Hormuz.
I'll go suck a dick, Trump.
Excuse me, America.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, Gulf of America vibes.
Such a terrible mistake. The fake news will
It's
say
such a terrible.
Said no.
Well, fake news.
No accidents,
fucking
not
pedophile.
too many. If there were,
I mean, he literally makes me sick. Him and his fucking pedophile friends hurting children all over the world.
What's crazy is he's literally
Who's laughing at that cringe?
He's an asshole. He's a piece of shit, but he's just who they're parading around. He's like a puppet.
Yeah, I know. It's their village idiot. Yeah, I get
that. This is possibly worse. One more time, and not something else though.
I'll do my segment next week.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm sorry. Yeah, we've got to run out of time. But what do you want your legacy to be? Now let's get a load of this bullshit.
My last question, Mr. President, is the same question I asked you last year. What do you want your legacy to be?
What do you want your legacy to be?
Well, I'll tell you what. So I told you that I settled 8 wars.
That's a lie.
That means millions and millions of people.
Started
Some of those
wars.
wars were going on. One was 34 years, one was 32 years, one was 29 years, one was 22 years.
What are you
They were
fucking talking about? We're
wars,
still
a
in
lot of
those
people
countries,
being
you
killed every
idiot.
year. So I've saved millions
He's
of
lying. Yeah, blatantly lying. I settled 8 wars. 8 wars.
millions of people.
And I was talking
I know
about.
it doesn't sound right for me to say this,
Like
but I'd
stabbing
love
someone and
my
it's like putting
legacy
pressure on the
to
wound.
be
I saved their life.
made as a
Yeah,
great
because you fucking stabbed them.
peacemaker, because I really believe I'm a peacemaker. It doesn't
I'm a
seem
peacemaker.
it right now.
So he's just
That's
a
a
piece
lie.
of shit. Yeah, that sounds right. He's a hostile.
Like even Trump is like, it doesn't seem like it, but I'm a peacemaker.
Like his neck should
Yeah, peace of war.
Ladies and gentlemen,
War is peace,
Mr.
black is
President of
white,
the
up
United
is
States of
down.
So
Yeah, to these people.
go ahead and finish.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm done with
So
this.
I wanted to say someone had made
it's like 10 seconds. So.
comment about
Ladies and
25th.
gentlemen, Mr. President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
No, I'm going to
So someone
Yeah.
mentioned the 25th Amendment
Go
in
ahead.
the comments, and I just kind of wanted to say, like, yeah, Trump's a fucking dick bag, and he is demented, and he's a piece of shit, and I don't like him by any means, but he is just a figurehead in a much larger conspiracy. When Trump dies or gets 25th, we get JD Vance, who is trying to portray this image to the media and to the public that he's different, that he's going to be our savior. It's part of a plan of the new right. There's this big shift in the conservative movement. There was the originalism, which is like the Federalist Society, and all these like older conservatives, and then there's like this new, they call it common good conservatism, and they base it off the Catholic Church. They think that the government should be ran by the Catholic Church and their morals. JD Vance is part of that. So is Tucker Carlson. So is Candace Owens. So is Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yes.
All a plan.
Yes. And they want to kill people like me who are witches. They want to go back to the times of the Salem witch trials when they literally hung witches. Well, they didn't hang any real witches, but they would rather burn us than hang us. Not doing it. Yeah, if Trump is somehow 25th or whatever, we get JD Vance, and then I have to go back in the broom closet because I don't want to be killed by stupid fucking Christians who can't get their shit straight.
So,
Not to promote,
yeah,
but
we're
I
fucked.
recommend
So,
if anyone wants to learn more about this, I write a series called One Blood Clot Away. I'm actually working on my 3rd part. You can find it on my Substack.
I think I read the first part. I think I read the first part on the show. Oh, I will read the next part. I will read part 2. I will read that next week.
Yeah, it's
up for you.
So at
Himbo says Maggot is goy maxing. Yep, that's true.
Yes, it's the pedophile too. What did you?
Soy sauce, and I can't unassociate it.
Soy sauce?
Yeah, because goy and soy sound alike.
Yeah,
all right.
they're all gonna be turned into goy sauce.
Okay, now that just sounds like man. No.
He sucks a lot of dick.
Man, shut the fuck up with that bullshit.
All right. Well, we do have to go. I want to thank Bill and Descent and Bloom for joining us. Lovely conversation as always. We're gonna see you guys next week at 8:00 or 7:00 for Angel in the afternoon. And we're also No Pro Wrestling Talk tomorrow. We'll be back next Saturday in the build up to WrestleMania, which is April 18th and 19th. Right. I think so.
Oh, I got something I'm doing.
Forward to that.
Titan Skull's doing the Viper Room April 4th. Hollywood Viper Room will be at the Viper Room.
Viper Room. Go see him today.
Yeah,
now.
Jersey Goy sauce, fucking Jersey.
I also have a programming update. My Kurt Hennig birthday bash will be coming out tomorrow at 9 p.m. So please check that out. I have the wonderful Angel Rivera on there. And Kit Cabello and Dave from Deconstructing Topics. We all talked about, we actually had a trivia show that Angel showed up late for, and that's funny. Can't believe it. So check that out. We'll be coming out on YouTube and Rumble, both at 9:00 p.m. check that out, please. If you can retweet it on my Twitter, please retweet it. Share it with all your friends. And like I said, we have a major good time. Actually, I don't know the set. You can always come on, little sis, if you want to. I know you probably don't watch wrestling. You probably know nothing about it.
Yeah, I haven't
It's all
watched
good.
wrestling
But we're
since I was like 10 years old.
That's awesome. We talk about old wrestling, and we're having a birthday bash for myself. Hopefully, I can get Kit back on. We're throwing around dates, like maybe April 11th, 12th, something like that. So Angel, of course, is coming back on. Bill, you are more than welcome to also come on, make fun of old wrestling if you want to.
Yeah, last time it got canceled.
But
I
I
couldn't
had
come
to-
on. The last time I was supposed to come on.
Yep.
But I had to win your little quiz thing that week
You
because if I
did.
lost, it'd
Yes.
be like,
He showed up late to it.
I'm gonna come on. I'm gonna come on one of these days.
I don't lose though, because if not, I would have pulled the Hulk Hogan. Like,
Right. I mean,
wouldn't have come on.
honestly, it's because Angel pays attention to my facts that I throw out during my show, and or even during Pro Wrestling Talk. 'Cause we will go on tangents about, Kurt Hennig or Bret Hart or, all the old guys that, the Hulk Hogan, maybe even too. Because I watch a lot of TitleMatch.com stuff, so I have a lot of facts that I throw out there. So, and Angel obviously pays attention to everything I say, so he got most of it right, But this is my birthday bash, 420. 420, baby, and we're going to have
the same birthday as Hitler.
all kinds of stuff. Yes. Well, but I'm not.
I have his death day. I win.
Well, but I'm nicer.
Follow the Indie News Network. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe to INN. Me personally, yes. All right. Well, I do have to go now. So, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll be putting out clips throughout the week. So, like.
You know what, Steve Himbo, you come on my show too. April 11th or 12th, whatever Kit can do. You're coming on too, there, Snow Himbo. You come on. You talk about wrestling with me.
Yeah.
He's too busy with his apparently senior citizen wife. No, I'm kidding. He made that joke earlier.
His explosive diarrhea.
I did not. All right, bye, guys.
All right,
see you guys next week. Have a nice weekend.